Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are on board an Icon small aircraft, call sign Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra. We're going to be doing a little tour around Surrey, only part of Surrey. It's a big county in the UK, towards the southwest of London, really, but it does sort of enter into parts of London. Croydon is part of Surrey, technically, in technicality, maybe not in spirit, but in technicality. Surrey's a lovely county. I have fond memories of living here for a number of years. Um, this is a bit of a nostalgia tour for me, so I'm going to be flying around places that I knew, and I suppose it's mainly for my benefit, but you'll be able to hear about and see some places that are pretty cool if you ever find yourself in Surrey. And if you don't find yourself in Surrey, then I'm sorry to hear that, but you'll also get to experience some places that you won't have visited in real life. So I suppose either way, everyone's a chicken dinner. Okay, the engine's good to go, so I'm ready to depart. Let's let the ATC know that that's the situation. This is Dunsfold Aerodrome. You may recognise the name because it's where they filmed Top Gear, and also part westerly.
Echo Golf Tango Delta Traffic Icon Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra taking off runway.
There's a good camera repair shop on the site of Dunsfold as well. Um, yeah, I've uh, I've been here a few times and I just can't quite. I mean, I've been here for the camera repair shop. That's a couple of times. I've been here for other bits and bobs as well. So yeah, I've got good memories of it, and I used to love Top Gear when the main three guys were on there. Let's get taken off. I'd imagine that James May has flown out of Dunsfold a number of times. So once we get to a decent airspeed, I was flying a Boeing earlier. You have to get to 160 knots in airspeed, which is quite challenging. So I'm going to do a little circuit around Dunsfold in a second once I've gained some decent height. This is one of my favourite light aircrafts at the moment. That's the flaps retracted. What was going on there? It seems to be landing gear up, and
Gatwick approach icon Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is type icon 1 mile southwest of Echo Golf Tango Delta 700 feet. Request flight following.
okay.
Icon Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Gatwick approach. Squawk 0274.
So it's just before 7 a.m.
Icon X-Ray Golf Sierra.
The sun should rise nicely during our flight. So yeah, this is Dunsfold. That camera shot. You do have to actually enter the airfield to get to that camera shot.
Roger, icon X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Oh, I've cycled round Dunsfold on a charity thing. I think it was like Disability Challenges. And we just had to. We got sponsorship and did as many laps as possible. We were quite late joining it actually, and we didn't get much in the way of sponsorship, but It was my then partner's new job, and she wanted to show her face. So yeah, we did a few circuits of that actually. That's why I know it well because we cycled around it,
and maintain 9,400
which was lovely actually. It was quite a pleasure. Not perfectly exact that layout of buildings from what I remember. And I think the main road comes in from here anyway. But I'm going to head over to the left now, and we're going to go to a place that I'm very fond of. So if we head in a westerly direction, yeah, I think the main road comes in through here. I think that's the main road. It's a lovely little light aircraft, this. So, Dunsfold Aerodrome. Okay, we'll head westbound now. Surrey is such a wonderful county, it really is. I have such fond memories of Surrey. I do miss the place, actually. I do miss. I explored it very well. I was fortunate enough to have.
Going to 12 icon X-ray Golf Sierra. Nordholz approach icon Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 1,600 feet.
Free fuel included.
Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Nordholz approach altimeter 29.9 to continue as planned.
In my, I was fortunate enough to have free fuel included in my employment during my time in Surrey, and so I got to really explore. Quite a large area. Oh, there's only one comms channel then. Oh. Okay. So I might cross briefly into other counties. I'm not sure, but for the most part, we should be in Surrey. Now, we're coming up on a couple of my favourite places. They're all my favourite places, really, but Chiddingfold to the south. Let's move round. Go a bit southwest by southwest. Vaguely remember Chiddingfold. And just beyond is Hazelmere as well. Hazelwood. Now I think I'm taking us to the very extent of the boundary of Surrey. This is a wonderful place I want to see. Isabel, North Chapel. Called Hindhead. And the Devil's Punch Bowl. Again, I've got some fantastic photos of all of these areas. Got photos of Dunsfold, everywhere. I really explored Surrey, and I do tend to be someone who explores areas as much as I can. Lurgashaw. That, I think that is near where we want to be. This is looking like the place, this hill here. There was quite a lot of work done to enable the A3 road that goes from all the way from the M25 down to Portsmouth, to enable that to tunnel it underneath a hill, Hindhead. But okay, so from Lurgashall, we're going to head northwest in a second. So this is classed as an area of outstanding natural beauty, and it is a beautiful area around here. I don't know if we're going to be able to see the Devil's Punch Bowl or not. This is all very familiar though. I've walked around here quite extensively a number of times. Yeah. Quite a number of photos as well. I was only going to live in Hindhead actually. I came close because I just really, really love the area. I think this is Hindhead coming up beneath us now. But I'm struggling to see where the A3 is. That's a mill. Okay. Wouldn't surprise me if this was Hindhead actually, in fairness. Hazelmere. Okay. We're on a northbound approach to Hazelmere. I didn't realise Hazelmere was so high up. So that's Hindhead over there then. Yep. Okay. So, in which case, directly beneath us is the A3 that enters the tunnel through there, absolutely lined with average speed traps. There's the turn off from the A3 centre screen. Takes you up through Hindhead. I'd usually park at the top here on the right, and then this is the Devil's Punch Bowl around this area here. I think if I fly this way, this is actually the walk I would do. So just beneath us, I'd often do a anti-clockwise circular. Oh, is that the old A3 or is that a railway line? I don't know. Oh, that might be a railway line actually. Yeah. Now the Devil's Punch Bowl has always looked a lot more dramatic, steeper sides, I thought, to me. There's a bit of local history regarding a hanging that took place there as well, you know. And like robbers as well. Highwayman. Yeah, this is it. This is the Devil's Punch Bowl. It's not as wooded as it would appear flying over just now. And a great farm for some ice cream is just down the road from Hindhead as well. Like proper fresh, unpasteurized ice cream. Okay, I'm going to head northwest then. I think it's down this road as well, actually. I think it's roundabout where I'm looking now. So I'll take a northwest route and I'll go to another place I absolutely adored. Really, really fantastic place to live. Well, I don't know about living there. And when I'd left Surrey, I'd heard about a murder or two. I was like, oh my God, just didn't expect it. I suppose, like anywhere, everything's going to have its rough parts. You're not really aware of it in the home counties. Well, I wasn't, but occasionally heard about it. Even Guildford, a very pricey place to live, has got its like sort of criminal underworld to it, really. Um, this I've got a great footage of driving my Jeep through some water in between Frensham ponds. I spent a lot of time down here with a scout group I helped to run, and went on a trip to collect some raw materials to make a winter wreath that my mum so proudly kept hold of and won't let me have it back even if she doesn't use it. But yeah, willow. Used a lot of willow. There's two ponds, Frensham Little Pond, etc. Had a good time cycling around here as well. Had a fantastic time cycling around Frensham. It's a lovely place, really worth a visit. Very natural. So many places in Surrey just feel so natural. Okay, I know we're looking at woodland being taken down, but they've done really well to to sort of minimise the ecological impact. Well, I don't know if they've done really well, but it certainly feels fantastic out there. Um, we won't pass a place that's nearby called Alice Holt, and that's another fantastic place to see. It's a managed woodland again. So I think this is Farnham that we're approaching now. Some superb galleries, art galleries around in and around Farnham. Um, Absolutely brilliant, actually. One of my favourite places in the centre of Farnham is a huge art gallery. Well, not huge, but it's fairly large. I'm just trying to think of the name of it now. Sat on the river. Oh, the Museum of Farnham. Just basically, they have loads of craft things and stuff like that. I seem to have spent a lot of time in Farnham myself. So here's the river. No, there's the river up ahead. This is all residential area then. I'm really trying to think of the name of this craft place. Yeah, I really Farnham is definitely worth a visit. It is a fantastic place. A really, really nice place to be. Great for charity shops as well. I think I'm looking at that art gallery or the museum, but I might not be. It might be there. Ah, I think it is. I think it's there directly beneath, actually. Yeah. Oh, been to some concerts in the park as well. Open air sort of concerts, which is fantastic. So that's Farnham. Now we're going to dip into Hampshire. Actually, I don't actually know where Hampshire and Surrey cross over, to be fair. But we're going to go over a place called Aldershot. There we are, Aldershot. But actually, well, we're not going to go over Aldershot. I'll just continue following the A31. This is a route I'd often do in the car, actually. The A31 then turns off to become the A331. So we should be taking a left to head northbound, actually. I think thereabouts. I think that's about right. My workplace had several locations around Surrey and beyond, actually, and one of them was in Farnborough, which also has an airfield, actually, quite a large airfield. So I'd often do this route to get into Farnborough. I think this is Ash and Ash Vale to the right. Yeah, so Aldershot housed barracks. I think people often say it's a military town. It's got a bit of a rough reputation to it. You can see why when you visit. I've never had any issues there. I think there's a big cinema and things like that. The shopping centre, like many places, is a bit dead. Many Gurkhas live there because of we had an injustice that Joanna Lumley sorted out so that the Gurkhas could live in the UK as they'd been originally promised once they'd done their service and bring families over, etc. Of course, in any place that's a bit rough, you get ignorant people, and so there's a lot of ignorance about the Gurkhas coming over and stuff. Which is boils down to they're not like me. Do you know what I mean? But I spent a couple of times visiting Buddhist temples where the Gurkhas would go, and I was made to feel very welcome, and it was absolutely superb experience, and I really loved the Gurkha culture, to be honest. Such friendly men, they really were. Absolutely superb. So yeah, I have nothing bad to say about the Gurkhas myself from my experience, but I wouldn't say anything bad anyway. You've got to judge a whole group of people on the actions of a few, which is probably why I should say that Aldershot's a rough place, because it is just a few people that let themselves down, really. This is now coming up to Farnborough, and actually I wonder if I can see the old site. I imagine it's still going, I don't know. There's a town here as well on the right somewhere called Frimley that I used to go. There's a Waitrose there, so that's where I used to go and get my coffee. I used to have a free Waitrose coffee on a daily basis. Certainly had a few calories that I put on as a consequence of that. So where's Mitchett? That's Mitchett, okay. I didn't realise there was so many lakes around here, actually. Like I just never really noticed it when driving. So just up ahead, I think, is the M3, and I think we would turn off somewhere around here to my old workplace. Unless I missed a turn off, I think it was here, this junction here, and it was down there, somewhere along this road, somewhere. It was in quite a residential area. Where's the A3? Oh, okay, maybe I got that wrong. Maybe the turn off is up here. Yeah, that's now looking a bit more like, yeah. I don't know actually. That looks like Frimley to me. That looks like the M3. So if that's the M3, then this has got to be Frimley beneath. Let's sort of take a back route into Frimley. There's a charity shop on the way in there that I used to stop at. That was absolutely brilliant charity shop. Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking just there, that those like industrial units there, centre screen, that's where my old workplace was. Wow. Which I think they were newly built as well, so I'm surprised to see them already showing there on the map. Like, but then again, yeah, I suppose they were built, what, 2017, something like that. So 2022 flights in. Okay, so we're now crossing over the M3. The M3 obviously takes you all the way into London. I say obviously. What I think we'll do, oh, Sandhurst is nearby, is we'll follow the M3 back up towards Woking, which is when I first came to Surrey. That's where I lived, in Woking. Let's have a look. Quite an expensive place to live, because I think predominantly because it's a commuter town, Woking, but it's not I didn't find it the nicest place, to be honest. That I did enjoy it, surrounding it. There was a fantastic art gallery on the, which side of Woking would it be? On the east side of Woking, maybe. Hopefully we'll see it. So I used to spend time at that art gallery, and also, like, once I'd moved out of Woking, I'd revisit type thing. Heathrow dead ahead. I feel like I'm actually following the M4, not the M3, but maybe Heathrow. Maybe you can see Heathrow dead off the M3. Ah. Oh, okay. Right. So let's deep cut Frimley. Is that Frimley there? From Frimley, we want to head due east to get to Woking. We'll skip out the M3 because that actually takes us northeast. So we'll just head due east from Frimley, and we'll land over Woking. Yeah, so I mean it wasn't much of a commute to work actually from Woking, where my main location was, my main work base, but eventually I decided it'd be better to minimise that time commuting and move to Guildford as well. So we'll be having a look at Guildford on this tour. But I'm going to follow across Woking into across the M25 into the Greater London area.
134.9 icon X-ray Golf Sierra.
Woking's
Approach icon Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 1,500
probably
feet.
most well known for War of the Worlds, actually, incredibly, because that's where the author resided, and actually Woking features in most throughout War of the Worlds, actually. So yeah, it's probably, and there is a huge like tripod alien thing in the middle. Not huge, but like a big sculpture homage to War of the Worlds. Nafil, that's a name I recognise. Okay, so east by southeast of Nafil is Woking. Sure, I just saw a strobe blink at me there. To expect us. I mean, I suppose we'll only get the sun in our eyes heading eastbound, really, but just throttle down the engine a little bit. Yeah, Woking's quite a big place, actually. I imagine, again, as I've seen with a lot of places, it's going to look a lot larger than you'd expect from the air. Now, to drive into Woking, I think I'd be heading, well, this map's a bit weird, southbound to Guildford. There's a main road. That's Horsell, actually, not Woking. But Woking's there. Okay, that art gallery that's well worth a visit is centre screen, I think. There used to be a little bushcraft shop on the way into Guildford, between Woking and Guildford, that I'd call in at, actually. Never had great prices, to be fair, though, so I never really purchased much from there. Yeah, here's the railway station. That'll take you to Guildford and into London on one side. But I can't remember. And I think here's the main sort of high streets of Woking. So that building I'm looking at, centre screen, that's the art gallery. Yeah, actually, just there. A place I nearly was going to apply to a job. The WWF, the World Wildlife Federation, or I can't remember what it's called, actually. Probably need to get the name right. Not the World Wrestling Federation, anyway. But yeah, and that was a fantastic. Well, I took the scout group around there, or I think I inquired about taking them around there and had a little tour as I did. I don't know, I can't remember, but I had a tour of the place and I was just like, oh, I'd love to work here. And actually, I think something came up and I was really tempted to apply for it. But I had a good thing going where I was. It was just where I was meant visiting industrial estates, which wasn't the most pleasant I found at the time. Yeah, there's the main high street of Woking. Some great restaurants. I hope it's still there. There's fantastic restaurant, Middle Eastern, that did hummus to die for. It was incredible hummus. I still remember that hummus. You know, if I have something that's extra special, oh my God, I'd remember it. But yeah, fantastic hummus. There was also like an all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant as you come into Woking. I can't remember where it is. And we've been there a few times, and yeah, that was superb. I really like that restaurant. Oh my God, you could have cuisines from around the world. Let's just have a look at this art gallery. It's just beneath us down there. There it is. Yeah, fantastic. Had some. I was always like 50-50 whether or not I'd managed to get a cream tea on an afternoon there as well. But generally managed to. I was just gutting on the few occasions I didn't. Yeah, this is all still High Street, I think. I think I lived over there as I look at it, somewhere over here anyway. Somewhere near that big shopping thing that I never went to actually. Oh, should I follow the train lines in? Why not? So we're heading northeast, but actually, I think we'll head east and we'll swing by another little favourite place of mine, the Royal Horticultural Society, RHS Wisley, which is a lovely place. I was an RHS member when I was down south because within like a stone's throw was RHS Wisley, just off the A3, and oh, I'm trying to think the name of it now. Probably the most famous RHS site actually as well. Um, Kew Gardens. Um, so it didn't seem worth, as I then migrated northward, it didn't seem worth retaining that membership because there aren't many RHS sites around. Just give you benefits at other places as well. But yeah, this is RHS Wisley. Um, I think that's the A3 actually there, just travelling along there. I can't remember visiting that lake much myself, but yeah, there we go, RHS Wisley. Got some great photos around there as well. Lovely place to explore. Um, Down here, there's a superb scout campsite that's really like wild, basically, like proper. If you want a proper wilderness camping experience, and you're a member of the Scout Association, this is the place to be. Um, we'll take a look at Cobham. So as we follow the A3 toward
Icon
London,
X-ray Golf Sierra have the generic in sight.
this is Cobham, which I absolutely adored for charity shops. We had some really good bargains this side of the M25. Yep. And there's a few other places around here. I never really ventured too close into London, but Cobham is about as close in as I got. On the way into Cobham, if you don't take the A3, there's another wonderful little art galleries and crafts and things like that. The Medicine Garden. I don't. I suppose it's more crafts than an art gallery, but it's a fantastic place. That's called the Medicine Garden. Um, just trying to think where I am now. Well, I'm heading southeast. So maybe it's worth heading east. Sorry, heading west. Is that the M25? Possibly is. I can't imagine anything else bigger. And I'll try and find another little favourite place of mine. It does look like the M25. That's quite new. That service is there actually. Ah, so we must be near where I'm thinking we are. So we're following it westbound. So if we're following the M25 westbound, well we were, let's go back round and head south. Due south from those services. Gonna head to Fetcham. I haven't been to Fetcham actually. I don't know very well at all. Pulled off at those services quite a lot. I don't know why though. Maybe just grabbing myself a bloody Burger King. Oh God, I used to eat loads constantly. I wasn't hugely overweight. I was at one period, but generally I just seemed to be busy all the time doing stuff. So I got through the bloody calories like nobody's business. Now from Fetcham, there is southbound is somewhere called Leith Hill as well. Is Dorking, and Dorking is one of my favourite towns in Surrey actually. I've been there quite a bit, and it was always en route for me. If I take the back routes to one of our locations or sites, then I'd pass through Dorking. And I often take the back routes because the M25 was so clogged. So where is it? Oh, can't see anything. Okay, so Dorking's more in the valley then. This is, actually, I'm surprised at the size of Fetcham and these places. We're going to head due south from Fetcham. Oh, there's Gatwick. Oh, of course. Right. Well, I prefer taking off from Dunsfold actually, but I've been on passenger flights quite a bit from Gatwick. It's so handy living so close to Gatwick actually. Really handy. Like door to door to Spain from Guildford was like 2 or 3 hours. Do you know what I mean? That was a brilliant. Like 1 hour to get to the airport, leave it last minute. You know what I mean? Like an hour flight and then an hour's drive from Malaga. Where am I going? There's Dorking. What place is this then? I don't know that place. Redmore, is it? Yeah, I really like Dorking. It's a superb place for charity shops again. Well, actually, I say superb place. I mean, there was a Waitrose there. That was handy. Getting my coffee, and then there was like a handful of charity shops, maybe about 5 or 6, all along the same street. But actually, there is just the whole place is just carved out by one main road. Can't remember what the name of the road is, but it just runs through the length of Dorking. So it's like it's not comfortable as a pedestrian town, but it's great as a stop off and a mooch around the charity shops. That's what I used to do a lot. Mooch around charity shops. Yeah, beautiful area. I've walked all the way around here, and it's fantastic. So green. I forget how green England is until you go and visit other places, like my flight over Arizona yesterday, and you realise, wow, yeah, we are so lucky. We're very, very fortunate. Um, I'm not sure where the main road is. Maybe it's there. So, yeah, okay. That's the main high street just there then. Right, so from Dorking, I wanted to take us to um, into Guildford really, but not to Gatwick. So let's go westbound. Actually, just over here, like towards the southwest, this is Leith Hill. Um, I mean, it's really not much of a hill, to be fair, at all. Let's Dorking. One of these hills is Leith Hill, anyway. And I think around here there's a huge river and some stepping stones. It's pretty cool. And we did that hike at night time, and that was crazy. Like it was misty, couldn't see the stepping stones. Like you could see like one or two in front of you, but it was like just walking out into the abyss. It was superb actually. Not at the time, it was pretty scary at the time, but looking back at it, it was an interesting experience. Um, there's Leith Hill. There we go. So I'll get my bearings from Leith Hill actually. Surrey's not mountainous by any stretch of the imagination. A lot of cyclists in Surrey. Everywhere you go, you'll see cyclists. Um, I've done some great routes myself. Um, cycled down to the coast as well. It was about 40 miles maybe. That took a day. God, I had a huge full English breakfast, like halfway, thinking, oh, I need the calories, and all I did was end up giving myself a stitch for like 4 hours. Took me 4 hours to do what should have taken me like an hour and a half. I was just in agony the entire time. Yeah, Leith Hill is pretty cool actually. You get some good views of the area and stuff. I've got, I think it's National Trust as well up here. So there'll be a car park knocking around. One of the perks of National Trust, I suppose. So yeah, that's Leith Hill. From Leith Hill then, we really want to be going sort of west by northwest up into Guildford. Look at this, just green forest. It's not, pristine green forest by any stretch of the imagination, but there's enough of it. It's a very, very leafy county. Incredibly so. I think it's much greener in Surrey than it is where I am, which is famed for being green, really, in the Peak District. Oh, here's my favourite mountain biking spot actually, and I've never, since I've moved from Surrey, I've never found a replacement. Like, never found anything that. Now, this one of the other scout leaders was a mountain biker, and he took the scout route to this spot, and that's how I discovered it. Um, so we went a couple of times with the scout group. Um, that's when you realised how out of shape you are. Do you know what I mean? Compared to the kids, just like racing up the hill. But yeah, I then went back quite a number of times, and yeah, it's fantastic. Really, really fantastic. The mountain biking around here, Pease Lake. Um, I'm just struggling to see it on the map I'm at, but let's gain some height anyway. Not to be confused with Pease Marsh, which I've driven to before, accidentally. Can't see the trails around here. Actually, I don't. I could park up and cycle the trails, but I can't actually see them from the air. But you do go into the hills, so it must be. Oh, those must be the trails. Okay, they're the mountain bike trails. We've just flown over them, and that's Pease Lake there. Okay, so we are continuing northwest to through Sheer. Guildford's the city. Oh, look at this ridge line here as well. That's superb. Um, yeah, I forget about that actually. Yeah, Guildford's a city, and I think they basically just decided to build a cathedral to sort of cement their status as a city. So I always feel it's a bit of a fake cathedral, really. Um, it is very modern, the cathedral in Guildford. It's actually, I would say, of all the cathedrals I've seen around Britain, which there has been a number, um, my least favourite, actually. I didn't realise the ridge along here was so dramatic. I wonder if that's. No, no. Now we're going to hopefully come across one of my other favourite spots, which is St Martha's Mount, and I can see it says St Martha there. And this is a great viewpoint, just out of Guildford, um, where there is a church on top of a hill, basically. And just down from St Martha's is a lake. I can't remember the name of the lake, but it's all sort of beautiful woodland and walks and things. And quite often we'd do an evening walk, about 4 hours, because we'd always underestimate it, thinking, oh, it's a quick walk around here. And then 4 hours later, we're still walking around. Albury. Must be fairly high up St Martha's Mount. That cycle ride I said, the 40-mile one I did to the coast, I used St Martha's Mount as my sort of departure point, really. But I'm not convinced. Okay, maybe that's the town of St Martha. I'm not convinced that's St Martha's Mount. It must be on the hill. I think it was south facing on the hill. I once came up here to watch the solar eclipse, and I had some homemade glasses with me as well, and it was just quite. I think people thought it was a bit odd because I don't think everybody knew that there was a solar eclipse. But then there were some people out there for the solar eclipse, and it was a real letdown because it was really overcast and just couldn't see shit basically. But I'd made these homemade glasses the night before out of some mylar sheeting, and I guesstimated the strength of the sun using a light bulb and very little maths, to be honest, and just calculated how many sheets I needed to build into the glasses. But it was a real shame that it was so overcast. The few of us that were stood at the top of St. Martha's Mount were a wee bit disappointed, shall I say. There it is. There's St. Martha's Church anyway, just beneath us. Yeah. So it's a great little walking area around there. It's fantastic for walking, actually. Always feels like the hills a lot bigger than it is, actually. Oh, is that West Clarendon? Okay, so Eartham. This is where I used to live then. I didn't live bang on in Guildford. But I used to work at that place called the Slyfield Industrial Estate, like I was saying. It was all sort of light industrial places. But West Clarendon, was it West Clarendon? Maybe not. But West Clarendon was nearby because there was a National Trust property, Clarendon House, that was close to where I lived. But unfortunately, had a huge fire, which is quite sad. I know how I can get to where I lived. It wasn't that long ago. When did I move out? Maybe like 2016. Eartham. That rings a bell. I didn't hugely explore my immediate surrounding area actually when I lived down here. Like I said, that having that free fuel just meant I typically went further afield quite a lot. Okay, all right. Here's the A3. Oh, I recognise these place names, Bertham. I sometimes drive past my own turnoff if I didn't see the turnoff for Bertham. Right. There's a great car boot along here that I used to go to a lot. Okay, so yeah, I turn off down here. I think that's Sainsbury's there. I think. Would I turn off down there? God knows. God knows, actually. Bloody hell. It's been a while. I think I lived around about somewhere here, anyway, where I'm looking. Wow. I'm really struggling to orientate myself. Yeah, this sort of rings a bell, actually. Or that was a route I would take to get to where I lived. Wow. Fantastic being able to see these places again. I haven't really been back to visit at all in years. So it is odd. Yeah, it's somewhere down beneath anyway. But it was a bit out of the way, I thought, and not as densely like as the housing is here. So, oh well, somewhere around here. And then the place I used to work was the Slyfield Industrial Estate, which is over here. So Surrey is absolutely a beautiful county, and I've had such a wonderful time. But then I'd have to come into this place to work. It's always a bit grubby, really. You know what? I'd take a back route in. I'd take that bridge that I'm looking at now. That's my way in. Go round there. And then, wow, the detail here. So I had two sites here that I used to look after. I had one site there that I'm staring at now. That was called Northmoors, and then the site beneath us, just there,
23 decimal tree
which is
icon X-ray
actually.
Golf Sierra.
I wonder if it.
Northolt approach icon Alpha Sierra
It's been a
X-ray
few
Golf
years,
Sierra
but
600 feet.
let's have a look. Yeah, I'll bank to the left. Oh, I was hoping to not have so much throttle, but
134 decimal
yeah,
98
it's
icon
that
X-ray Golf
building now
Sierra.
center screen now,
Approach icon Alpha Sierra X-ray
I
Golf
think.
Sierra 600
God,
feet.
certainly that was one of the sites. I don't know what's there now. Oh yeah, Chambers, I think, thought it offers. Okay, like a waste management company. So yeah, I used to work in that industrial estate. Um, and then this is the main Guildford. Let's try and get some height. Used to go to some public lectures at Surrey University, like the physics,
Point 123 decimal 3
and
icon
they have a
X-ray Golf
really
Sierra.
good outreach
Northolt approach icon Alpha Sierra
lady. I
X-ray
can't
Golf
remember what the
Sierra
professor's
800
name
feet.
was, but she would do all the sort of physics outreach, and they were really quite well attended. So these were like weekly lectures in the university for the public, just on anything from like dark matter through to the possibility of like Einstein Rosen bridge, and Jim Al-Khalili is he might be the emeritus professor at Surrey University, but he's at Surrey University. I do enjoy Jim Al-Khalili's programs on Radio 4, and yeah, I had some really great times at at the university. I remember one time going to have like an athlete's assessment as well, like a full blown lung function and all of that sort of tests. I must have been like, I don't know, say like 36 at the time or something, and my body age was calculated to be like 28. I was well pleased with that because I was a full-time smoker at the time. Yeah, and that's where it was, Surrey Research Park. That's where I had it. So that means the university is somewhere nearby anyway. Not 100% sure. I think that's the hospital down there. I think. Let's have a look around. So the cathedral must be nearby. I'm surprised to not be able to see the cathedral from the air. Let's have a look. Is that the cathedral? Yeah, that's the cathedral. That little building out the back, I've only ever seen craft fairs there, really. I missed out on a Milano vase that, oh God, like it was absolutely beautiful, but it was like 200 quid. And I thought, wow, that's a bit pricey for a vase. Well, when I got back home and I started reading about
129 decimal
them and looked at
025
that same
icon X-ray
gallery's
Golf
site
Sierra.
online, that was a huge
Actual approach
bargain.
icon Alpha
It
Sierra
was
X-ray Golf Sierra
such a bargain. I
1200
really
feet.
regret that, missing out. So yeah, there's the cathedral then. But again, it doesn't quite seem right to me. Oh yeah, okay. So you'd approach from the roundabout and A3 down there. So the hospital is
123
there. That
decimal
was the
3
hospital
icon
actually,
X-ray
centre
Golf
screen.
Sierra.
And then to the right
Northolt approach icon Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra
is the main
1200
Guildford,
feet.
which there aren't going to be huge amounts of landmarks from the air. All of this is like Wicks and B&Qs and all of that sort of stuff. Um, but we'll try and see the high street. Oh, I don't know what that is. I can't remember. It's such a huge car
134
park
decimal
there.
908
So I
for
probably
icon
wouldn't have
X-ray
seen
Golf
it from
Sierra.
the air really.
Approach icon Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 1100 feet.
A lot of university students live around just between the university and Guildford. I think the university's near the cathedral, so maybe that's the university there. Looks quite built up around here, actually. And then sort of south of Guildford. So I lived on the outskirts of Guildford, and then sort of south of Guildford is where I ultimately moved to, and where I feel most nostalgic about as a place was Godalming, just beyond Shalford. Oh, there's Peasmarsh. I also lived briefly in a place called Bramley near Shalford, so I travelled through Shalford. But yeah, Godalming's just beyond, up this way. And Godalming is a lovely place. I live next to Charterhouse School, which is quite a well-known independent school. Well, I say quite a well-known independent school. I suppose it's not that well-known, but it looked like Hogwarts, basically, the school. I could see sort of in the distance into the grounds or something like that. And I used to walk through the school to get down into the town. But I think they like stopped it. I think there'd been a problem or something, and so they stopped members of the public going through, or I can't remember what the issue was. But I remember not feeling comfortable going through there anymore, so I stopped going through it. I don't know if it's like an open right of way or something. There was a health centre that was part of the school that I was going to join, but I never got round to it, actually. I think I wanted a 24/7 gym at the time, which is a bit insane, really. Never join a 24/7 gym. You do not want to be weightlifting at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's madness, really. So yeah, this is Godalming. I think this is Farncombe, actually, that was flying over. Now, I used to live on this hill up here, Frith Hill. So I'll have a look at it. Farncombe could be a little bit rough. I say a little bit rough. In the world of like posh privilege, a little bit rough, maybe. Not in the world of like everybody else who has to live next to gangs and stuff. Where would I have been? I think I'm flying over where I live. This is Charterhouse School here. Yep, so I lived there, centre screen, thereabouts, anyway. Yeah, it's a lovely school. Look at the size of it as well. Like all those facilities. It's amazing what money can get you. Walked all the way along here quite extensively. Yeah, I lived. So if that's the bridge, somewhere over there. Anyway, it'll bug me now. Let's have a look. I didn't realise it was sort of two hills, but thinking about it, I didn't realise Charterhouse School was on a different hill. I thought it was all one hill. We'd walk up this road, and then would we go past the bridge? The bridge was always somewhere around here. Anyway. Bloody hell. So yeah. And then let's have a look into Godalming. So I think we'd walk it across into the school, then we'd get down into Godalming this way. There's a little like bandstand and park here. Yeah, down here. Well, I can't see the bandstand. This is like the Phillips something Memorial Park, and there was lots of wild deer and cows and things like that. Like I think it was like common land, so people could keep their livestock in this park or whatever. Yeah, walk along this park. We'd often have lunch at the same place and evening meals, the full lot. And this is the main road into Godalming. This road across this bridge here. So yeah, that's my little tour of Surrey and some of my favourite places. Godalming is such a beautiful town. It really it should be twinned with where I live now, my hometown, Chesterfield, because they're about the same sort of size, very similar nature. Chesterfield has the advantage of an open market, which few towns have nowadays. But yeah, just a very this was like home from home really for me for a few years. I really enjoyed my time in Godalming actually, um, and Surrey as a whole. And I've taken you on a lovely tour around Surrey, and I think if you ever have an opportunity to visit, it's well worth a visit. But it's also one of those places that's definitely lovely to live at as well. So beautiful and scenic. I think that's going to bring the tour to a close because I can't think of anything else that's hugely significant. Maybe just to fly over Winkworth Arboretum to the south and that'll finish us up. Oh, we could head back to Dunsfold as well, actually. I can hear the Top Gear music playing around now in my head. Is it called Layla? No, it's not Layla, is it? I can't remember the name of the piece of music. Okay. Not 100% how to get to the Arboretum. Great walks around there. National Trust site. And they often have some fantastic events like, like birds of prey and things like that. Okay, so from Milford, we want to be heading southwest. I know Milford. Not hugely well, but well enough. Lovely garden centre, somewhere between Milford and Godalming. This little woodland that's centre screen. Used to go out for walks around there and stuff. Okay, so southwest, Dunsfold Aerodrome. Might as well radio in. I didn't realise how close the airfield was really, actually. I always thought when I visited Dunsfold, I always thought it'd be brilliant if I bumped into
Echo Golf Tango Delta traffic icon
like the
Alpha
Top Gear
Sierra
crew.
X-ray
Do
Golf
you know what I mean?
Sierra 6 miles northwest 1,900 feet inbound to land runway 25.
Okay, again, I can see the pattern entry 6 miles away. It's actually turned out to be a nice little circular route, that. but I haven't got the ILS imaging, and I don't know where it's gone to. What's happened to that actually? I don't know if that's because I'm in the icon or something. I mean, I don't think it is because you wouldn't have ILS in any light aircraft anyway. But like, it's just really strange to me. So unless it's something to do with my flight assistant. It's that landing ribbon I want. Oh, come on. Get rid of that. Right. Dunsfold. Set as destination. Ah, there we go.
Nordholt approach icon Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is type icon
I've got a
4
taxi
miles west
ribbon
of
and
Echo
a
Golf
landing
Tango
ribbon.
Delta
Okay.
1,900 feet.
Well, I saw the
Request
landing
flight
ribbon
following.
pop up somewhere.
Squawk 0201 icon X-ray Golf Sierra.
And there's the pattern. It's gone now. That landing ribbon came up. What's that little message you stopped?
Roger icon X-ray Golf Sierra. Gatwick approach icon Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is type icon 3 miles west of Echo Golf Tango Delta 1,800 feet. Request flight following.
Oh well, I'm just going to have to do this manually then. I don't know. I'm really confused why my ILS has disappeared. I mean, I call it ILS. I don't 100% know it is, but okay. Well, there's 3 runways. I can take either, but I think I'm just going to head for this one that's sort of running east-west. I think this is the one that I launched from anyway. So
Roger icon X-ray Golf Sierra.
let's get that gear down in a second. Is that a bloody runway? I don't think it is, you know. No, that's the runway. Let's get the landing gear down while we're at it. Yeah, it's not steep at all, this landing. That's fine. Oh, come off it. bit late for all that, isn't it?
Echo Golf Tango Delta traffic icon Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is on final runway 25 touch and go left traffic.
I'm not really sure now. I think I should just turn my engine off. I'm not really sure where I was parked either, to be fair, so I did taxi in. Those are all cars over there. Just stick it where all the cars are. Actually, I think that was a. I'm sure I had other aircraft where I was. Yeah, this is just a road, I think. Oh well, we'll just park it in a car parking space. I mean, that'll do. I don't know why it's steering left.
Echo
I'm just
Golf
going to leave
Tango
it here.
Delta traffic icon Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is clear of the runway. Echo Golf Tango Delta traffic icon Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is clear of the runway.
I am clear of the runway, but not registering me as having completed the flight for some reason. Don't know why. Don't know what I need to do.
Echo Golf Tango Delta traffic icon Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is clear of the runway.
Well, that's that done. Because in the past, well, I think in the past, once. Oh, I know what. I might need to turn off the master battery. There we go. Oh, has that only been an hour and 15 minutes? I thought it's been a much longer flight, but yeah, okay. That's one of my briefer flights then. Yeah, I was umming and ahhing about where to fly today, actually. I was thinking about the south coast, the UK south coast along Dover, the White Cliffs of Dover, and I still might do that, calling it Brownsea Island and some other places, Hayling Island as well. Another sort of nostalgia tour, if you like. Maybe some parts of Europe. I don't know. It's just the trouble is the world is my oyster. That's the thing. So I don't know where to go for the next flight, to be honest. Let's just go to the main menu here. I do want to visit somewhere completely different. It's just I'm really just being able to sort of verify that the places I'm seeing in game really are like the places in real life has been really nice actually, because I couldn't fly along parts of Norway and say, oh yeah, that's definitely like real life. I wouldn't know, but apart from Gardermoen. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go next actually. Oh, I know where I'm going to go next. I know what. I'll try and remember this. I'll go to the island of Malta, and where am I? I've gone zoomed in. I'll go into Malta and have a look around Malta, because again, that's somewhere I've been, so I can verify. Yeah, that's what it looks like. But also, it's just somewhere nice and different. But embarrassingly, I don't exactly know where Malta is. Malteser. There we go. Malta Airport, Malta. No. Oh God. Well, that's not where we want to be. Why do the Americans steal everybody else's names of places? It's so effing irritating. Like everywhere you Google, there's like an American equivalent of it, and a lot of the software takes you there. Malta, Malta. No, see, oh my God. Come up with your own names of places. Do you know what I mean? Well, it's the colonists to blame, isn't it, really? Oh, there's recommended spots. Oh, come on. Right, Malta Airport, and that's in Malta, so why wouldn't it be that? M75. God, that's so annoying, actually. Why won't it find Malta? No, not interested. Let me find the airport code for Malta. Malta airport code. Well, the trouble is, it might be the same bloody airport code for the other. Let's try it anyway. Access denied. Oh, come on. It's getting on my nerves now, this interface. It'd be alright with mouse and keyboard, but anything else and it's feeling horrific. M L A. Oh. Okay, fantastic. Right. Well, I was in the right neck of the woods anyway. I just couldn't. I know it's only a tiny island. That's the trouble. Why is that? I want to zoom out. Now I want to rotate the planet a little bit. Right. Okay. I'm going to set Malta as my destination somehow. Yeah, that's all right. Oh, oof. Right. Yeah. So there's Malta, and then to the north. This is not Rabat. What the hell? I'm trying to think what that island's called. And there used to be, like literally, the week before we went to Malta, it collapsed. The one of the great seven wonders of the world, Azure's, the Eye of Azure or something like that. I can't remember. And then like, I went diving around Malta, but I'd have gone to that site to dive at. I mean, it just looks superb. Yeah, I mean, you still could dive there actually, but yeah, I can't believe it. Just the week before we went, it collapsed. Not even a week. I think it was like 3 days. That'll be my next flight then, Malta. I don't think I'll do it in the Icon A5. I'm just trying to get things set up ready for it actually. I think I'll be flying in something a little bit more. I do like the Icon A5 though, because it's a nice quiet plane actually, and it doesn't get up to some crazy speed as well, so you do get a nice little tour. Let's do it in the Volocopter. That's not a huge speed, and Malta's not a huge island, so that'll be good to do that. Yeah, or a little thing like that. Club crafters. That could be pretty cool to have a tour around. Flew a Boeing, this one, the 747 last night. Jesus, that was hard work. Yeah, something like that little thing. Right, I'll fly out next time then. But yeah. Oh, okay, so either catch you on another flight, or in another game, or in another life. All right, adios.